Hello guys, so in this video I'm going to be talking to you about the similarities and differences between the traditional letter writing and the IELTS letter writing. This video is basically for those that are writing the IELTS general examination. Okay, so what is letter writing? Letter writing is an old means of communication. Now, yes, I'm calling it old means because in this part of the world we no longer use letter as a means of communication. We now use things like social media, such as WhatsApp, Google, even phone calls, text messages, emails, and all that. So letter writing is an old way. However, in major countries like USA, UK, I think they still make use of letter writing because most of them would have mailboxes in front of their houses and homes, and they always check to see whether they have something, waiting for them there. Now, this is not where I'm going. Where I'm going is that I want to show you the differences and similarities between the traditional letter writing and the IELTS letter writing. Now, I am calling it traditional letter writing because it is the normal way we write letter to communicate with each other. But for the IELTS letter writing in IELTS general exam, it is not the same thing. Yes, they have little similarities, but they are not the same. Okay, now the first thing I'm going to talk about is the similarities. So what are the things that make the traditional letter writing and IELTS letter writing the same? Now the first thing is the purpose. Yes, the purpose is actually to communicate. The purpose of letter writing normally is to communicate, and then the purpose of IELTS letter writing is also to communicate, even though this one is to grade you on something, but both are used in communication. Okay, now another similarity between both of them is that as we have in the traditional letter writing formal and informal letter, in IELTS we also have formal and informal letter. So meaning that if I ask you what are the types of letter writing we have, whether for traditional letter writing or for the IELTS letter writing, they both have the formal and informal letter types of letter writing. Now another thing that makes them the same is actually the content. Yes, like salutation, yes, like greetings, like purpose of the letter, like the body of the letter, the closing remark, and that's it. So it is the same for both traditional letter writing and IELTS letter writing. Okay, now these are the similarities. Let's talk about the differences. What really makes them different? Because most test takers, when they go into and they want to write their IELTS general exam, and they learn that they are going to be writing letter, they tend to feel that it is the normal way that I have been taught in my secondary school, that I should also approach this one, which is not supposed to be. They are not the same, and you should not use the same approach for them. So I'm going to tell you the differences between the traditional letter writing and IELTS letter writing. Now, the first thing is that in IELTS, semi-formal letter is not so recognized. When we are talking about types of letter, we have the formal, informal, and semi-formal. Okay, but in IELTS, yes, IELTS acknowledges the fact that there is a semi-formal kind of letter, but it is not really recognized in IELTS. So you just have between the formal and informal letter. So if a particular letter writing is not formal in IELTS, then it is informal. There is nothing in between. There is no semi-formal letter in between. Now, another thing about the differences between these two is that for your IELTS letter writing, you do not need any addresses. You do not need any dates. Yes, in the traditional letter writing, the normal letter writing that we all know, you have to write your address. For your informal letter, you need an address. For your formal letter, you need 2 addresses. Okay, but for IELTS, either formal or informal letter, you do not need any addresses at all. You don't write any dates. Just go straight to the point. Lastly, in IELTS letter writing, they give you prompts. What do I mean? They give you what to write about. Let me give you an example. In a traditional letter writing, they can say you have just gained admission into the university. Write a letter to your uncle asking him for financial assistance, and that is all. But for IELTS, the same question, they will say, okay, you have just gotten an admission into a university gotten admission into a university and you need to write a letter to your uncle, okay, for financial help. Okay, now IELTS will go further to tell you the things you must write in the letter. They will now say the first thing they can say, for instance, the first thing is tell him about the school you gained admission into. Then secondly, they can say ask him for the financial assistance. And then number three, they can say tell him when you should expect the money. So IELTS is going to give you prompts. IELTS is going to tell you what to write. The normal letter writing will just give you a blank check. Okay, you just gain admission, ask for financial help. So you can ask for it any kind of way. But for IELTS, you must follow prompts. Okay, thank you.